Welcome to Full Embrace. We're Summer,
And Michelle, two life coaches exploring life's
messy,
beautiful,
and powerful moments together.
every part of life.
Embraced. Hello again.
Hello, friends.
I'm J9 with a shaved head, if you haven't seen me yet.
Oh, so great. How many compliments on your head shape have you gotten?
Way more than when I had hair.
Right. So fun.
So let's talk about the best coach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Love that.
The best coach. If we could all remember our best coach, I think we would feel very different about ourselves.
Mm. That's changing my identity, who I think I am, how I see myself.
And the best coach we're talking about is God.
Or your higher self, however you like to categorize that higher consciousness,
You can say the universe.
unconditional love. Over the last year or so, as I've been practicing, some people would call it listening prayer or contemplative prayer, where maybe my receiving, my listening has really grown. I think before that, I was the talker. I was the beggar, the pleader, um, the complainer.
Yeah.
How about you?
I had a similar experience. I was taught to think, and ask, and then kind of close the door. And I think there was always the teaching of leave the door open. The listening part was something that I didn't really get. The listening that I did was yes or no. Can you
Mm.
please give me a yes or a no? I want to feel good about something inside, and I'll take that as my yes.
Mhm.
Or I'm going to feel like I don't think so, and I'll take that as my no.
Yeah, instead of a conversation with God.
Yes.
Oh.
And just this last year, I think maybe it was about a year ago, I recognized that my attention in those meditative prayer moments would wander.
Mhm.
If I was having a conversation with God or my higher self, I would veer off to what I need to do or what I haven't done or who needs what. And I was like, maybe I should try and write down my prayers. And that's kind of where my journey started. That doesn't mean I started to listen because that came a little bit later
Mm.
when you invited me to the Receive group. But even writing down my thoughts, writing down my prayer and intention really seemed to help.
Yeah, yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, there's something about the movement of the hand, getting the thoughts out of your brain and making them physical. Focuses your attention, actually kind of validates what's been going on up in here, that you can actually read it and some form of validation of your thought or your feelings. And
I think also some thoughts are louder
Mhm.
and we ruminate on those loud thoughts. And I think once we write them down, we can kind of go into the next layers.
Yes, yeah. It's like they need heard. Well, and a certain part of having these conversations with your higher self or with God, what's grown for me is like my truth telling, like how much more honest I'm being about my fears or about my feelings instead of suppressing, thinking I can't talk with God until I've got that stuff all figured out. Or
Yes.
so I feel like in that process, I've like opened myself up to more of God's influence.
I think I know what you're talking about. I feel like I also was like, I have this angry feeling or something. And instead of telling God about it, I would be like, please take this anger away, take this
Uh,
away, take this away. And now it's kind of like, okay, I'll write it all out and then say, what do you want me to know about that? And then answers will come as I write, and sometimes it resolves in that, and sometimes I'm like, "But I don't believe that," or, "But that thing is hard for me that you just said," and I love that because it's not just like a, "Here, okay, bye." It's like a, God will reason with me until I get it.
Mhm. Mm.
I don't have to just take his word or their word or her word and go. It's
Yeah.
like, which is what I grew up thinking.
Mm. Yeah. Put in your order. God serves up what you've ordered. And when they don't, like, I don't
There's a
know,
reason.
there's a reason or there's something wrong. You did
And
it.
it's a good
Yeah.
reason, and you shouldn't
Right.
question it
Yeah. Yeah. So
for
fascinating.
your own good.
Right, right. And there is this measure of trusting, but I think for me, just the honesty um, has really created like conversations with God that have been healing and supportive and accepting because I've been willing to be vulnerable.
Yeah, I feel like we should pause right there because if you have a hard time being vulnerable in life and it's very scary and it's scary for everyone, I think. But if you don't think it's okay to be you, I think God is the first place to start.
Mm,
It's the safest place.
absolutely. Yeah, I think, mm, and maybe this is a tangent that isn't needed, but one day God like reframed the whole love God with all your heart, might, mind, and strength for me and put it in this framing of I want you to love me with all of yourself because I'm the safest place for you to do that. Like it was like this assurance that I would be safe giving all of myself to them. Like that's the safest place. It's not for their glory or, not they don't necessarily need my love, but just that framing of safety was really powerful. So granted, all of us don't have the same experiences with the higher power or with God. We all have our projections and our wounds and resistance to even believing in a higher power. I guess we're just sharing where we're at and what our recent experiences have been. And I think at some point, Summer, when we were coaching one another, I think I started introducing this, hey, I've been practicing this type of coaching or this type of a prayer with God. And would you be willing to ask God about that? And you were willing. And I think that's when we started realizing this is the best coach out there to have these types of conversations with God. Because from my experience, the answers are nothing my brain could come up with. And
Definitely.
they're so supportive and so beautiful, deep, and they seem to come for me, like, deep inside of me, like my soul has like some type of response to the words I'm recording.
Right. What would you say, though, to people who are listening who feel like you have to have some level of worthiness to have those conversations and hear from God?
Mm,
Because I think that is something also, not just disbelief, but I think that's something that holds people back
yeah,
from
yeah.
trying it.
I would say that's a true human experience. Like you're not alone in believing that or feeling that way. Um, guess I would say God already views you as worthy. God's talking to you all the time. And for me, it's a matter of tuning in, aligning, connecting myself with them. It's not a worthiness concern. It's how distracted am I or busy.
I want to read you something that I wrote one day.
Mhm.
And basically, this was a conversation with God. I had done something the day before and did not feel like worthy. So I said, I'm having a hard time hearing you. My focus keeps turning to yesterday. How do I get you back here?
Mm.
How do I get back aligned with you? And then I said, I love who I am with you. I don't want to be away from you somewhere else. I want my thoughts to be continually on you, with you, the two of us. I want that. I love you. I feel myself creating distance in my mind, but I see you and I feel you near reaching to me. And here's the answer that I got. You don't need to be afraid that I'll leave you. I'm still with you, loving you. You are not pushing me away. You are continually inviting me. I'm always here to meet you, here. And it was like, I don't have to hop on the phone. I'm here holding you. And then the scripture slash song came to my mind. Fear not, I am with thee. Oh, be not afraid, for I am thy God and will still give thee aid. And then after that whole verse that I wrote down, I got, I love you, all caps. I love you, Summer Chetty. I love you. Nothing can change that. Take my hand. I offer it to you as a comfort and reassurance that I support you. So I thought of that when you said being honest with God or vulnerable, because I think in the past, shame would have just kept me from praying at all
Yeah.
or would have kept me from listening. I might have just done the thank you, thank you, thank you, please, 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 goodbye.
Yeah. Change how I'm feeling order,
Yeah.
right?
Forgive me, forgive me.
Yeah. It's so lovely. That's also been my experience, like this reassurance that you can't actually separate from God, like God's always here no matter what we're doing or haven't done or
The image of a little kid who either did something wrong or just isn't feeling it came to my mind where they cross their arms and they turn away and they just like pout. And I think sometimes we do that, but God is still there. Like
Mhm.
even though we're
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. Well, and the beautiful thing about like just what you shared, just your honesty of what was going on inside of you, and then having God meet you in that, showing you, I hear you, I'm here anyway, just the explicitness of God meeting you exactly where you were at in that moment that maybe previously you wouldn't have thought God was present. So just really, really lovely to have God meet you in your rawness of humanity, rawness of being human. For me, it dissolves so many false beliefs I picked up from my fallible, loving parents, and to have this perfect parent healing all those young parts of me because I'm showing up, honestly, just totally unexpected. I wasn't expecting that. I just wanted to receive. Was my reason for starting the journaling prayer, the God, have God be my coach.
I have definitely gotten better at going to God for coaching, but having attending a morning practice has really helped me to continually remind me and fill my cup in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
start out the day in a great way.
Yeah, yeah,
Michelle invited me to a morning group in October,
probably. Yeah.
and it's by Tyson Bradley, and he takes us through a meditation or a prayer and then offers us questions to ask God. And you can ask your own questions, you can have your own conversation, but I find that starting out, it was so helpful to have questions offered me.
Hmm.
And for me, myself, receiving the most clearly has been through writing down impressions that I get.
Yeah,
And I know it's
same.
different for everyone. Some people they see shapes or pictures.
Hmm.
other people maybe get their answers throughout the day somewhere else and notice, oh, yeah, that was my answer.
Hmm. Yeah. There's probably as many ways to receive from God as there are individuals. So
Mhm.
maybe it's a matter of being open to like, how does God speak to me and not limiting that.
Maybe even asking and saying, hey, do you mind helping me with my writing?
Yeah, your voice is really important to me. I love this idea of you being my coach. Could you help me connect with you in the way that I most need? How can I do that?
I guess that's where some faith comes in. I do think when I go in and I'm like, oh, I'm going to receive something today, I feel like I generally do. If
Hmm.
nothing comes to my mind right away, I just start writing and things come to my mind.
Hmm.
And as I share those, that confirms to me that they're real.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, and there is something powerful about setting aside the time, whatever, feels supportive of you to I would encourage daily to set aside that time to connect.
Especially if you're just starting, because I think all things take some practice, and it might take practice receiving, practice being still, trusting,
Yeah.
allowing in different ways to hear from God.
Yeah. And it is interesting if you have opportunities to share, to hear or witness how other people experience God. It kind of opens up that window of, I wonder if God talks to me in that way or could talk to me in that way. Like sometimes I'll have a song come into my head. Sometimes I'll like have some resistance to the questions or the meditation or the prompt. God's like, no, don't go there. I'm going to take you this direction. There's so many ways. Some people have images, memories.
And I think sometimes you can receive your answers through someone else's answer or speaking their experience.
Sure. Yeah. I believe there's divinity in each of us. So God can speak through all of us.
And if you are a person who believes in scripture, those scriptures are spoken to a person,
Hmm.
yet we apply them to ourselves.
Hmm.
And I think sometimes, like I said, God is also talking to other people, not just in ancient times or in the past or special people. Like Michelle said, there is some divinity in each of us. And even if we don't think so, God works through us if we let
Yeah.
if we allow him to.
Yeah. So, primarily, when I first started this practice, the primary question to ask God was, what do you want me to know about this? Like, so whatever the topic, whatever the concern, whatever the fear, like, this is my fear, this is my concern. And then asking God, what do you want me to know about this?
That's definitely my favorite question to ask.
Yeah. It comes with like this curiosity, like not necessarily an expectation of what God will say. Like it's the focus is, okay, God, this is what I'm experiencing right now. What do you want me to know about it? Because I know all my thoughts about it, but what do you want me to know?
Find that I have started to do that naturally, more often. And even with my coaching clients, if they're open to it.
For sure.
Because even if you don't believe in God, it seems to work. Like whether you're tapping into your higher intelligence
Hmm.
or the universe's intelligence, I've seen time and time again that answers are
Hmm. Yeah. And it likely just takes that still focused moment, right? To be present with yourself and be open to some higher wisdom, some higher knowing, which I believe we all have access to. Yeah, just as, well, from my belief, just as children of God. I also practice as I coach. I'm a coach, but I don't know what people should or should not do. I'm not them. I have no idea. So pointing clients back to themselves and or to God is this beautiful experience of witnessing the wisdom like bubble up from inside of them instead of this external being, person, human, right, telling you what they think you should do. So for me, it's a totally different feeling, a total incredibly empowering to witness someone have that like revealed in them.
I think it's empowering to witness and also to experience.
Yes.
Because, like you said, you could give me the same answer as God, but if it comes from that process and I receive it from God or from my own higher self, then I just have more trust and empowerment. And it feels like it's coming from me instead of just another suggestion.
Yeah. Yeah. And along with that, like, I believe all the answers are within us. So how could I ever know what anyone else should or shouldn't do? My answers are not their answers.
Yeah. We learned in coaching school that questions are the best way to help people and not trying to offer answers or solutions. I'm not saying I never offer answer or a solution or a possibility
Or a tool
or a
or a
tool,
new thought, new framing.
but if that's all you're getting from other people, I would just try out the source.
Yeah. You're already resourced on the inside. For me, it's a practice of accessing that source.
Yeah. Try it out. And even if you get an answer where you're like, I suggest you go back and say, this is how I feel about that answer. What do you want me to know about that? Because usually, I would say almost always, my answers are not anything that would make me feel more overwhelmed or pressured. It's usually something that brings me more love and acceptance of myself.
I agree. And oftentimes, when I receive what God wants me to know about something, if it's a way of looking at it that I have not seen before. It feels like this original perception, this new way of seeing, and or I feel like I've been seen and I've been held by the words I've received. It's this feeling of being known and loved exactly as I am. Who doesn't want more of that?
Right?
Yeah, it's sweet. It's sweet beyond all sweetness.
And even though we love you, you can't get that from us. You
No.
can't get it from ChatGPT.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I hadn't really viewed God as a coach before I started asking God questions in this way before, and best coach ever.
I second that. Best coach ever.
So if this resonates with you at all, if you're curious about this at all, I would just invite you to pay attention to all of those thoughts and feelings and let them take you where you want to go.
And if it doesn't resonate with you, maybe it is something that you could try sometime. And if you haven't yet, I also recommend subscribing to our podcast so you can hear more messages.
Yeah.
Anything else, Michelle?
Just we believe in you.
We believe in you.
Absolutely.
And we want you to feel that empowerment and that love.
Yeah. From the inside.
because you're worth it.
And it will change you.
Until next time,
Every part of life.
embraced.